You see, something is unclean here. He asked his partners to be very careful, but this only angered the electrician because he was jealous of Liu Feng, saying that he is not like him, and he does not have a woman behind him. Suddenly, after this, the electrician began to parody Liu Feng, showing how he looked at Kelly. Suddenly, at that moment, some slobbering tentacle touched him. Thinking that it was Liu Feng, he asked him not to imitate or touch him. Seeing that Liu Feng was standing aside, the electrician realized that something was wrong, after which a second later a huge slimy tentacle appeared in front of his face, and a huge mutant zombie, which they had never seen before, hung above him. Seeing such a terrible and such a huge mutant zombie in front of him, the electrician simply froze in place with fear. Kelly decided to kill this zombie mutant and fired a crossbow shot at him, asking the electrician to duck down. But, to their mutual disappointment, the skin of this mutant zombie was very hard, and the arrow could not pierce it. Sitting on the metal partition, the terrifying zombie was a mutant zombie Red Claws, a new type of mutated zombies. Immediately after the shot, a mutant zombie grabbed the electrician with his tentacle, and another mutant zombie grabbed Kelly by the waist with his tentacle. So it's time to choose. Save Kelly first or the electrician. Liu Feng understood that these zombies, like jackals, grabbed two people at the same time to force him to choose. But there were more mutant zombies in the zombie room. Feeling a threat from behind, Liu Feng turned around and struck a powerful blow with his sword at the zombie mutant who wanted to attack him too. After which he immediately attacked this zombie mutant with his nanoglove to inflict even more damage on him. Seeing that his blade and glove were able to wound the zombie mutant, he realized that not everything was so bad, when suddenly the remaining mutant zombies began to attract Kelly and the electrician. Liu Feng was shocked because he knew that they were both being dragged away at the same time, and he could only choose one to save his life. Save the electrician or save Kelly? While Liu Feng was weighing the pros and cons, Kelly, seeing the picture from the outside, realized that it was so similar to what happened 4 years ago. Years ago, a secretary came into her office with the words that her company's financial resources were limited, and they had already put forward conditions for the acquisition. If you do not accept it, the company will not be able to avoid bankruptcy. After which, literally a couple of minutes later, the owner of the Ninth Heaven Corporation, Director Lowe, came into her office, taunting her by saying that she is weak. But Kelly didn't understand why Director Luo came to her. Seeing the lack of understanding in her eyes, he asked her not to be so cold, and said that he had come to show her a way out of her situation. He invited her to become his mistress, and then he would be able to lend her a considerable amount of money. The expression on that pig's face was the same as that of this zombie mutant. They both believed that they were able to get Kelly. Thanks to the fact that Kelly remembered this passage from her life that happened to her 4 years ago, she decided to never give up and shut their dogs' mouths. Meanwhile, the lion did not choose one and decided to save both by throwing his sword at one of the zombie mutants and shooting the other one directly in the tongue with a hand crossbow. She also shot a mutant zombie straight into the mouth from her crossbow, thereby tearing off his tongue. After which, she immediately remembered that, just like that time, she immediately kicked him. After winning that trade war, she built her own business empire. Kelly fell, but Liu Feng immediately caught her with his hands and said that he didn't even think that she also had such an explosive side. But before he even had time to think that Kelly was safe, the monster suddenly decided to attack her again by jumping from the ceiling. Liu Feng managed to maintain the idol by using a mantis claw to pierce the head of this mutant zombie and save Kelly, telling her at the end not to be afraid since he was nearby. Having saved Kelly from this mutant zombie, Liu Feng invited her to become his girlfriend, after which he kissed her in French. After the blood rushed back to his brain, Liu Feng realized that not only could he not resist saying this, but he also kissed her. Kelly said that whoever wants to be her boyfriend must be powerful and brave, so he needs to try harder. Before he could hear an answer to his proposal from Kelly, suddenly, a giant leader of the Red Claws, an elite zombie, appeared in front of them. Just seconds before this ferocious elite zombie appeared, a mysterious voice over the radio warned them and told them to be careful because the guy who was scratching his door was coming to look for them. after which he said that this herd of zombies has a special characteristic. They are like jackals. The leader of the Red Claws, seeing that his brothers were dead, was very upset and decided to immediately destroy these little people. Liu Feng decided not to wait for weather from the sea and attack the leader of the Red Claws first, but he dealt a powerful blow to Liu Feng, forcing him to dodge. The blow was very fast. Liu Feng didn't expect this from him. After dodging a quick strike from the mutant zombie, Liu Feng decided that it would be impolite not to respond in kind, so he used the Kung Fu Master's move, Chaos Flower, dealing dozens of blows to zombies in an instant. Seeing that his blows slightly injured the elite mutant zombie, Liu Feng told Kelly and the electrician to look for the main control room, while he deals with this monster. Liu Feng used his nano glove, delivering a devastating blow to the leader of the Red Claws. Seeing such a powerful blow, Kelly and the electrician were convinced that Liu Feng could cope without them and ran in search of the control room. Just a few minutes later, they found the main control room. The electrician said it would take about 5 minutes to open the gate. The mysterious voice was very happy. He couldn't believe that the door was about to open. Realizing that the electrician couldn't do it in 5 minutes, a mysterious voice told him that he could do it faster, considering that he doesn't have a girlfriend and he's a 30-year-old man, so his hands should be 20% faster than the rest. Suddenly, Kelly turned around and noticed that Liu Feng had been thrown back by the blast wave. At this moment, Kelly was very worried about Liu Feng, so she asked if he was safe, to which he replied that he was fine. Liu Feng also said that something incredible happened, because his striking glove couldn't break the arm of this elite mutant zombie. Seeing the leader's paw, Liu Feng realized that the leader was a special defensive elite zombie. Its skeleton and flesh are closely connected, the muscles form flavoring blows, the exoskeleton, and it cannot be broken in one go. Meanwhile, the electrician needed another 3 minutes to break the door. Liu Feng had just hit the mutant zombie directly in the forehead, but the armor on his skull was incomparably hard. In addition, Liu Feng understood that in close combat, the leader of the Red Claws had a very strong sense of smell, and the skills of a Kung Fu master would not provide a significant advantage. It was moments like this that he realized that he really missed Brother Long Xuan, who could aim at the soft spot under the ribs and destroy this elite mutant zombie with just one shot. The leader of the Red Claws, meanwhile, decided to strike back. Seeing that he could hit Kelly and harm her, Liu Feng pushed her aside and took the full force of this crushing blow onto himself. The blow was indeed very powerful, as Liu Feng broke through the gate to the central room with his body. Liu Feng turned his head to see a robot wearing a construction helmet, who thanked him for coming to save him. Seeing the robot in front of him, Liu Feng was shocked, but still asked him what he was. The robot said that he is an oil-drilling artificial intelligence named Xiao Puff. Hearing this, he immediately sent the robot to hell, saying that he was a small toy who deceived them to come here. In response, Xiao Puff said that he is not a small toy, but the most innovative robot, a driller. Meanwhile, the elite mutant zombie decided to attack Liu Feng again. Seeing the attack, the robot warned Liu Feng, thereby saving both himself and him. Liu Feng understood that this zombie leader was not only about strength, but also about maximum armor. Xiao Puff understood that he, like the others, would not survive if they could not break through the armor of this terrible elite zombie mutant. And he came up with the brilliant idea of merging into one with Liu Feng in order to give him strength and add new chips. Xiao Puff decided to switch his mode from a peaceful civilian driller to the final Asian battle weapon D-59, a fighter-driller mode. He performed fusions with Liu Feng, giving him an exoskeleton and a modified mechanical arm. Thanks to the auxiliary device that Xiao Puff had made of himself, Liu Feng could now increase his skill power, as well as, thanks to the skeleton's exo, increase his skill damage. Liu Feng immediately decided to use the mechanical nano-arm technique and strike another blow at the leader of the Red Claws. But this time, thanks to Xiao Puff, he increased the damage several times and dealt a crushing blow to the elite-level mutant zombie. Liu Feng had never made such a powerful blow before, and had never seen anyone hit so hard. Liu Feng was glad that he had such powerful equipment, but the robot didn't like being called equipment, and he said that his name was Xiao Poof and asked to be called by his name. Seeing that the leader of the Red Claws was still alive, Xiao Poof decided to finish him off himself. He fired a powerful salvo from the final weapon of the Asian battle, the 9-mountain laser. Thanks to this, he completely destroyed an elite-level mutant zombie. Liu Feng saw that Xiao Poof could not only improve his abilities, but also had an excellent laser gun himself. True, this gun consumed 60% of Xiao Poof's charge, so after the shot, he automatically switched off. After killing this elite-level monster, the system notified Liu Feng that the task of clearing the oil storage facility had been completed, and he would receive 2,000 points and 100 reputation points for this. Since this was his first completed task at the beginning of the new week, he received an additional reward in the form of one attempt in lottery. This time, the rewards in the lottery were quite good, and the most necessary and good one was a drawing of an energy shield, which was generally an excellent reward. There were rewards such as a Gauss carbine, full-body armor, a vaccine against the virus, and a reagent that awakens abilities. Liu Feng pressed start and the wheel began to spin, at which time he prayed that he would get the blueprint for the energy shield. But unfortunately, this time he fell a little short of his intended goal. Liu Feng won the reagent. The system said that it can only be produced at advanced bases, and it can also, with some probability, awaken super abilities in ordinary people. After which the system added that in case of failure, there would be no side effects. Liu Feng immediately realized that this was a very good thing, but decided not to use it on himself, decided to inject it into Kelly and asked her to give her hand so that he could administer the vaccine to her. Kelly was very careful about different types of vaccines, so she asked Liu Feng if it was safe. To which he replied that it was an injection with a unique drug that awakens unusual abilities without any side effects, and injected her with the drug. He also added that she will be able to get the power she so dreamed of if everything works out and the vaccine works. As soon as Kelly heard that this drug awakens superpowers, she was furious, asking Liu Feng why he didn't use this drug on himself, since there was no point in wasting it on her. Liu Feng answered her that everything was fine because he already had super abilities, and besides there was a possibility that the drug would not work. It would be pointless to use it on him. Suddenly Kelly said in a frightened voice that she couldn't move and couldn't feel her arms and legs. Liu Feng was very scared for Kelly, because he understood that this was most likely the effect of the drug, and ordered the technician to open the teleport so that they could return to the base as quickly as possible. By the time they returned to base, Kelly was already unconscious. Liu Feng immediately asked where Dr. Chin was now, to which Sarah told him that she was in the laboratory. Finding out where Dr. Chin was, he immediately ran to her, holding Kelly on his shoulders. At that moment, he very clearly felt her scent and the softness of her body and realized that he could not lose her. He burst into Dr. Chin's laboratory shouting that Kelly had fainted on a mission. His eyes showed fear and worry for her life. The doctor said they put Kelly on the couch and asked what really happened. Liu Feng told her how he injected Kelly with a drug that was supposed to awaken her strength, and she suddenly passed out. Dr. Chin examined Kelly and 10 minutes later said that her condition was relatively stable, and nothing serious is happening to her at the moment. After which, she told Liu Feng that it was the first time she had seen powers awaken in someone, and he himself had already had them, and one could say that he had experience in this. So she advised him to take Kelly to his room so he could keep an eye on her throughout the night. Liu Feng listened to Dr. Chin's recommendation and brought Kelly to his room and laid her on his bed. Liu Feng remembered that Dr. Chin said that he has experience in this matter because he has super abilities, but he knew that he had no experience at all because his system was and is responsible for everything. Looking at Kelly's gorgeous breasts, he realized that she had a gorgeous figure right on top, and her breasts are probably the largest in the entire shelter. He was drooling at the mere thought that he could take advantage of this opportunity and do something with her, when suddenly his system notified him that the object was in the process of mutating and there was a possibility of failure. He was very scared, so he warned the system that if she appeared so suddenly again, he would die of fear. The system responded that it had a way for Kelly's mutation to be successful. The system told him to massage the acupuncture points on her body to speed up the blood flow and make it easier to accept the mutation. Seeing which points the system offered to massage him, Liu Feng understood that it was too dangerous and did not want to do it.